What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two different things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and chill them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound. And the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is available on my YouTube music channel. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a bunch of different topics. So check them out. Links in the description below. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, I want to talk about leaderboard prizes for a second. And I know I might ruffle some feathers here. That's not my intention. I'm really just trying to find a way that we can engage more people towards the end of season to jockey for position. Now, DEC inflation, the only area in which we have DEC inflation that we haven't really addressed yet is leaderboard prizes. And my understanding is that it's about 4 million per season, which is better than like the 7.5 million that it was per season before we went to this new ranked system. So the thing is, the way I'm looking at it, right now we have, the top 50 people that can earn DEC through this. Now, I have two proposals here, and not official proposals, just two ideas. The first of which is that I believe we can extend, here's the main idea. We should extend the leaderboard prizes so that they go all the way out at, maybe, I don't know if like to the top 100, but I'd like for them to go out further, just because I think getting people to compete even at these lower levels will lead to a situation in which they spend more on spend more on energy, whether it's from their glint, whether it's from their DEC. Like either way, it ends up being a net positive for the ecosystem because we're either not inflating other potential assets, or we're burning DEC for this. So again, I would like to see it. I would like to see it extended. And the two different ways in which we can go is to reduce the top heavy nature of it right now, so that, for example, like Lorcus, the top spot is getting 200,000, second spot's getting 150,000, third is 100,000. I know the moment I say like let's reduce those, I'm gonna get pushback from the people that are at the top and say, well, it's not really worth it anymore. But my point here is that, well, okay, what if you were to reduce everything just by a slight gradient, right? So if we were to go from like 200 down to 150 or 150 down to 100, right? All of a sudden you'd be creating more areas in which, even if it's just 10,000 per person, we only have to cover like 50 slots, and even 5,000 towards the end. I think that we can do it. Now, granted, I don't know, what the math behind this would be. And speaking of math, the other option would be we actually inflate DEC a little bit more, which again, it bothers me a little bit because I don't necessarily like that idea of creating more or unnecessary DEC. But it's just an idea to get more people involved and engaged. Now, for myself, I'm sitting at rank 478, so this doesn't really impact me, at least not yet. But obviously, now that I'm playing more regularly in Modern, this is my first season back, right? Now that I'm playing a little bit more regularly in Modern, and with the potential for sniping of Rebellion cards in the near future to help fill out the rest of my deck, Again, it's probably not just me, but there might be others out there that will feel the same way of like, oh, it'd be nice to go for some kind of leaderboard prize or whatever the case is. Now, granted, like, are people really going to be, up in arms and fighting and jockeying for position over, 10,000 DEC if that's what we do at the, 70 to 100 spots? I don't know. And the math behind like, if we were to increase like DEC inflation just slightly, and what I mean by slightly is like, if we were to do, let's see, what would the math on this be? I'm going to bring my calculator out so I don't look like an idiot. But like if we were to do 50 spots, right, times 10,000, so 50 times 10,000, that's what, 500,000 for this and for Wild. So we would be inflating DEC by 1 million. By an additional million per season, right? So an additional 2 million per month. Now, granted, DEC inflation is never good, but if we're looking at it in the broader context of things, then we're in a situation where we can say, I don't know. I mean, we burn like 1 to 3 million per day, right, on average, just through market activities. we could potentially see some more get burned by people spending, right, 500 or however much, for energy if they start jockeying for position. So some of that could be offset, right? That's what I'm trying to get at here. Now, I don't know the math. I'm not even saying that this is a great idea. It's just I'd like to see more people trying to compete for that leaderboard spot. And the, perfectly acceptable counter argument to this is that, well, no, leaderboard should really just be reserved for the top tier players. Top 50 is fine. Let's not give out participation trophies. I get that. And again, I'm not even against that. My whole point is that if you extend it further down, you get more jockeying for position. You get people to be like, you know what? Let me try one more battle. Let me just buy one more energy and see what happens. And when you do that at scale, do that in mass, I think we could start to see. I think we could start to see a little bit more, activity and economic growth within the game economy. But that's just a thought that I had as I was looking through the leaderboards for both Wild and Modern. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on it. If this is something that you think would motivate you, if you were, let's say you're in that 51 to 100 spot right now, or if you're currently in like the 100, 101 to 150 range, would that motivate you to try and get into the leaderboard position? Now, the other thing, and this literally just came to my mind right now, is that similar to champion points, there could be something that is just a vanity metric, right? So there's not going to be any like financial monetary reward associated with it. But what if there were leaderboard points, right? So in addition to the DEC that you get, there are leaderboard points that could create some kind of, vanity metric in the future. So the idea of getting on the leaderboard isn't just financially driven, especially if it's like 10,000 DEC, but the idea of like getting leaderboard points and then maybe having some kind of like cool benefits for that later on in the future. And again, this is coming off the top of my head right now, but imagine if there were some like exclusive tournaments that the team could run that were only available to people that had a certain amount of leaderboard points, right? So stuff like that, where you get more people engaged and try to shoot for leaderboard and collect these. Again, it's vanity metrics, but all that stuff can lead towards something in the future where it's just like, hey, all right, team wants to run some kind of thing, or maybe not even the team. Maybe I want to run something, right? A ghost card tournament, and I want to filter it out by leaderboard points. So who's been on the leaderboard consistently? That's the type of stuff that I think could be really cool and really fun. But again, these are just some ideas. I'm shooting from the hip here and wanting you to take it, poke holes in it, run with it, and see where we can go to make this game more engaging for not just the top tier players, but for everybody to get involved. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.